What was the most challenging aspect of making the movie?
Biggest challenge, aside from the finance, would be the fact that we had quite a big cast. We had nearly 200 extras. We had about 25 locations, and on a micro budget, that's quite a challenge for any filmmaker. I think that was probably the biggest challenge.
What was your favourite part of making the movie? What was the ultimate scene? The ultimate location?
I think we had a lot of fun doing large portions of this film. I remember our last day of shooting was at Rugby Town Football Club, and we had a great laugh doing that, and there was a real spirit. But I think some of that encapsulates the mood, the enterprise of everyone involved in the film. It would be the very early shoot we did at the Morgan Arms. And action. And cut. Are you alright there, dude?
Yeah, you want that slowing down a bit.
My name's Craig Shelton.
Do what?
And I'm playing Dave, who's Jack's best mate. He's not a particularly nice bloke. He's a bit self-centred. Yeah, I find it good. It's tiring. It's completely unique. I've never done anything before that involves being up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do some work. But yeah, it's really good. It's good. It's different. It's only the second film I've ever done, so most of the stuff I've done do on stage. So I'm not used to having cameras pointing in my face and all that sort of stuff. That's good.
Getting worse, not better. Bleeding useless.
My name's Matt Chamberlain. I play the part of a guy called Howard, who's a friend of Jack's.
Plus, of course, concerns about physical and psychological incompleteness, compounded by the self and body issues projected onto us in childhood and adolescence by the people who love us and care for us, but don't realise the damage they're doing.
Okay, Howard, please can you shut the hell up now?
And I'm a kind of over-enthusiastic, very caring, too caring in some ways, friend who's probably annoying everybody to death, but and that's basically how I hope to play him.
You are the writer.
I am.
And I'm going to ask you how you're finding it.
How am I finding it? It's very odd. I've seen this as a play performed. I've obviously not seen it as a film before. And my main thing is it feels like I didn't write it. It's taken on a life of its own, which actually is a very good thing. When people are saying the lines, it's like they're really saying them. They're not saying stuff that I wrote. Because the actors are really making it feel very real, and I love that. So it's odd, but it's almost a kind of out-of-body experience to think, oh, I wrote that, wow. So yeah, that's how it is. Again, and he's running towards the goal, He's going to get it, he's going to score! And it's also about 2:30 in the morning, so don't expect much sense.
I was just about to ask how you're feeling about the time.
To be honest, I'm a lot less tired than I thought I would be, but maybe that's all going to kick in later. But at the moment, I'm fine.
So what are you doing on this project to help out?
I'm just running around with sandwiches and making sure things are the way the director wanted, the producer.
So, how are you feeling? It's all a wrap.
Tired? No, seriously, it's been an eventful couple of nights. Night shoots are always pretty heavy. Thankfully, this is the only 2 nights shoots we've got for the whole feature. It's an experience, pretty exhausted, but kind of overwhelmed by the support and help we've had from everyone here at the pub, all the support and extras who've come in, cast and crew. We managed to come in and work from midnight through till 6 in the morning. Takes a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Commitment.
Yeah, I think people have been really cheerful. They've been really up for it. No one's moaning, "Oh, I'm tired. I don't. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. It's boring or whatever." Everyone's really up for it, really enjoying it, and but also because a lot of our extras have been testicular cancer survivors or had a connection to it. there's a real personal element as to, okay, I'm sitting here pretending to be in a pub drinking wine, but actually I'm contributing to something that's, very useful and going to spread the word. So I think there's a lot of, not just a connection to the art, but to the subject as well.
Yeah, that's the thing that's become apparent to me. A lot of the times when using extras, particularly, the nature of the beast of filmmaking is that it's 99% hang around doing nothing. And I'm always conscious as a director that you ask these people to come in and perhaps be in a scene for like 20 seconds and they've sat around for 3 hours. So you tend to rush the scenes sometimes where you've got extras so they don't hang around any more than they need to be. But we've been here, for 2, effectively 5-6 hour night shoots and never once felt that I had to rush. Which has been really brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
It's...
I feel, it's not, asking how am I sort of thing. On a personal level, I've never directed extras before. And actually I've really enjoyed it, and I think, I could be AD, that's my thing. So I really like that.
It's been a lot of fun watching you, actually.
Oh, has it?
We had some great moments.
Oh no, they're on camera, these moments.
Yeah, they are actually.
Actually, I think my football commentary, when I was going, yes, and now they have to do the thing where they stand in the middle, because I couldn't remember the words.
You don't know anything about football.
I don't know anything about football. No. But no.
It was when instead of using the word opposition, you used the word enemy.
Enemy. Well, that gave them the feeling.
So my name's Richard Tyrrell. I play Dr. Marsden in the film. And I'm fortunate in that I get to give Jack some good news.
So what's the news, Doctor?
Well, it's good news, Mr. Jackson. We've looked at your CT scan results and the blood works, and there's nothing. The cancer hasn't spread.
Oh, thank God.
Jack, that's brilliant.
What's your view on the overall project that we're doing? That we're not just making a film, we're setting out to make a difference. How do you feel about that?
Well, I believe most, if not everybody else involved in the film, have been extremely flattered to be asked to be involved, but also proud and happy to support what is not a propaganda, shove it down your throat, do this, do that to keep healthy film, but a film which has a degree of humour, a huge amount of realism and understanding of humanity, just something that spreads the word about what is a real problem. And I'm very proud if I've done a little bit to help that project, help other people.
One of the unique things about this film is we had a mix of professional actors and, dare say, amateur actors, and then complete novices, people who'd never acted before. And in that number, we had quite a few working nurses and doctors from the NHS. When we were at Kent, for instance, I remember that was a university hospital, and we shot some of the scenes there. And the nurses and the orderlies from that shoot were actually either trainees or actual orderlies in the hospital. And they'd never acted before, and in order to get that sort of natural delivery, I would just encourage them to improvise rather than follow a script. And in fact, when we sort of said, well, can you say this and can you say that, they were going, well, actually, I would say it this way. This is the way I would say it. And so we just encouraged them to sort of to do natural delivery, and it's just one of those areas where it just ended up so much better because of it, because their own experiences, sort of came through in the performance.
Right, sir, Mum, just going to help you down to the theatre, if that's okay.
Okay.
I'm Kathy Haig. I play Dr. Lambert in Hanging in There. Jack appears at the outpatients department to see the doctor, the urology consultant, Dr. Lambert, that's me. and I give him his diagnosis, which is not good news.
You'll forgive me, but the direct approach seems to work best.
You're a nurse by profession.
I am.
How has your professionalism as a nurse fed into you playing a doctor on film?
Well, I've been a nurse for a number of years, including a health visitor. But certainly I remember as a younger nurse a few years ago, being in hospital and listening to doctors trying to tell people their diagnosis and bad news, and often they would make a terrible job of it. But I think over the years that's been realised, and doctors and nurses have been encouraged and trained how to tell bad news to people. And I think Dr. Lambert, particularly, she says in the script that breaking news, she finds that the direct approach is best, and therefore she's giving the facts to Jack about what his cancer involves and what the treatment might be. But I think also she gives a sensitivity, an understanding, and certainly a bit of humour as well. And I believe that doctors are in general, like the rest of us, show that all those aspects, and they like to demonstrate a bit of their sense of humour.
I'm Olivia Hunter and I'm playing Trisha in the film.
Oh, Jesus! Are his particularly big?
No.
Small?
No, actually I was joking. Trisha is quite an independent woman. I think she shows a real strength, and perhaps gives Anna a bit of the strength that she needs occasionally, and that's the type of friend she is. She won't push, but she is there to kind of help along a bit.
He's still the man who loves you and cares for you, who could one day give you a baby. What's the survival rate, did the doctor say?
99%.
There you go, he's gonna be fine. He is fine.
My favourite part in doing the film was filming the windmill scene. It was really beautiful to shoot. It was such an amazing day, really, really hot, and it did take a while, but it was just so picturesque. The views were amazing, and I loved that location, so that was my favourite. And there's also quite a nice touching moments between Anna and Trisha that you see there.
Hello, Ruth.
Hello.
Welcome to Rugby Town Football Club.
Thank you, I'm in my element.
Tell me what inspired you to the movie.
Well, I've worked with Darren before and he told me about it, and it just sounded something... Well, firstly, the character that I'm playing, Jenny, she and I have a lot in common because the child playing her child is actually my child. And yeah, I think I got asked in the early days, can you play sleep deprived? And I said, yes, I can. And I still could actually. But yeah, it's a good story, it's funny, it's intelligently written, but it's also, for a good cause. It's hopefully going to raise awareness of an illness that affects people who don't often tend to want to think about their health or go to the doctor when they should. So hopefully we can make a difference there.
Fell down the stairs at the 19th hole, did he?
More than likely.
There we are.
Hi, I'm Chris Hudson. I play Jack Jackson. He's a pretty normal guy. Likes his footy, likes playing golf, likes meeting up with his mates down the pub. He's got a nice relationship, and then one day he finds out he has testicular cancer, and it kind of turns his life upside down, really. He's quite a happy-go-lucky guy, but he doesn't really have a lot in his armoury to deal with the situation he finds himself in, so it's kind of making it up as he goes along.
Anna, guess what I've been doing today?
What?
No, guess.
I'm tired, Jack.
I've been doing a bit of scientific research.
So the film's not really just about how it affects Jack, it's also how it affects his relationships with his friends and with his partner, Anna. So they all deal with it in different ways, and that affects Jack in different ways. One of the friends is very supportive, but too much. And Jack gets a bit tired of that after a while. One of them doesn't want to know at all, doesn't want to talk about the subject, and that just kind of makes him angry. Well, I was in a play about 11 years ago with Libby, who plays Anna in the film, and when the company were looking for someone to play Jack, she suggested I might be worth a look. So they came to Cambridge, where I live, and did the screen test, and it went swimmingly. So I ended up with a film role that way. But what made me accept the film was really just reading the script and seeing how easy it was to get into the head of Jack, and you know how likeable a character he is, how easy to relate to who he is and the situation he finds himself in. I think probably because Jeff, the writer, had been through something similar, it just felt very credible and the emotions felt genuine. So there wasn't that much work to do to get into the head of someone who finds himself in that situation. There was also just a fantastic range of scenes to do in the film, not just with the portraying the different relationships, but having the Jack 2 character as well, having to do a few scenes where it was Jack 1 and Jack 2 talking, so I was effectively acting against myself. And that was something I've never had to do before. It's not something you ever get the chance to do on stage, but on film you can. But it was a really interesting and challenging kind of scene to do.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth Joyce Morris. I'm playing Anna, Jack's wife. Anna goes on a real journey, I think, through the course of this film in learning how to understand Jack.
I keep trying to imagine what it's going to look like down there, you know, afterwards. I keep trying to picture him with just one ball. I can't do it. When it comes down to it and I actually see what they've done, I have no idea how I'm going to react.
And how best to support him through his troubles. It was a real challenge to play and to put myself in the position that she was in.
I don't know what to do.
What do you want to do? What do your instincts tell you to do?
I want to wake up tomorrow and find it never happened.
Can't do that.
I know.
Try again.
Oh, hang on a minute. Is that a fan or something on? Yeah.
I can hear some.
I can hear a fan.
Have you got a fan on?
Oh, yeah, that stand-up one might still be on.
Okay, now I can hear a clock.
It's right next door to you.
Okay.
I'm Linda Clark, and you?
I'm Paul Chittleborough.
And here we are in Great
Bentley, yes.
Yes.
Lovely little village, actually, isn't it?
Beautiful.
I must see the doctor now, it's imperative!
Now, it's been a beautiful day, but we haven't been outside in the sun.
No.
No. In fact, you have been...
Yes, I've been stuck in a rather large
enveloped.
duffel coat, yes, which I bought in a charity shop. And, yes, it was the most hideous one I could find and the hottest one I could find for, of course, the hottest day of the year.
But absolutely great for the character that you've just
I
been
think I've got some
playing.
phlegm.
And action.
I need to see her now! Now! Go and tell her I need to see her now!
Sorry, Doctor, but it's Mr. Lancaster is here, and he says if you don't see him right away, he's going to die in the waiting room.
I'm going to expire!
Which has been great fun.
We're halfway through, aren't we?
We are halfway through. We've still got a little bit to do.
Yeah. My first film. There you go.
His first film.
My character, Dr. Ellis, she is the doctor that first encounters Jack Jackson. He's the one that comes to the surgery for the first initial checkup after finding the lump. Obviously, he's not expecting a female doctor, he's expecting his regular doctor, so it's a bit of a surprise for him, a bit of hilarity for him as well, and let's just say he gets a bit happy about it in one respect.
And it's on the left one.
Okay, the left one. Well, I just need to have a little look.
There's no more to it than that, really. You don't actually need to see it, do you?
You don't need to be embarrassed, Mr. Jackson. Jack.
Bite the bullet, mate.
Well, there seems to be no trouble with your erectile function, that's for sure.
This movie is so unique in its own way. It's talking about a taboo subject, which is testicular cancer. You have a lot of films that talk about cancer, breast cancer particularly, but this is never talked of, and that's what's brought me towards it, definitely.
One of the things in this film,
there's been kind of a bit of cheating.
There's been a lot of cheating. It's like,
but hey, that's kind of movie making, hey?
It is, because Jack and Anna's house is actually done in 3 locations. We've had the kitchen and the garden is at one house in Redditch. We've got the lounge. The lounge was my house.
Yep.
And the bathroom and bedroom was in a hotel.
Yeah, gives the illusion of a massive house.
Yeah.
You guys are rich. Right?
Yeah, got good jobs.
It is, because like if you look out the bedroom door, it only goes onto a landing that goes downstairs, but it doesn't really. It actually goes up again. So they've got a 3-story house, all in beautiful woodwork. Yeah. Well, we managed to match all the houses and the geography. It was like all the doors had to be in the same place, even though they were in different places, so that it made sense. Well, we will sell the illusion. They obviously pay teachers far too much money. I'm picking these guys up, I'm picking Steve up, and then I'm picking the outside of the frame. And I'm thinking if I track the whole environment, we're telling an audience that we're in a hospital.
Hi, Chris.
Caught me eating. Thanks, Matt.
That's no problem.
Yeah, I don't want to have my stomach.
That's the whole joy about behind the scenes. Let's turn around so the light's a bit better. That's much better. So
I'm just turning around so you don't see my back because the gown is backless.
Yeah.
Back. I have got pants on, so it's not too bad.
So talk to me about your time on HIT. How's it been?
No, it's been fantastic. Great locations and a lot of goodwill, brilliant people to work with. Just a real learning experience for me as well to have such a big part to go at on camera, which I've not really done before. And really cool stuff to do, like all the Jack 2 stuff. Acting with myself as my co-star, that was brilliant. And great people to work with as well. So yeah, couldn't really ask for anything more.
And what would you say has been the most challenging scene to film?
It's probably the night shoot at the Morgan Arms, I think, in the pub. It wasn't so much the scenes themselves, but it was just the fact that we were shooting from midnight till 5 in the morning. I think particularly the second day when we got to about 4:30 in the morning, and we were having to remember the lines, and it was just... there
was a lot of Daves going on, weren't there?
Yeah.
Everybody was Dave all of a sudden.
Get your diary out, Dave. Dave? You're not
Who's
Dave.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good standard name, so if in doubt, it's a Dave.
All right, Chris. Well, I might catch up with you a bit later. Enjoy your crisps.
Thank you.
And nice gown, mate.
Cheers.
Yeah. Libby, you've been in quite literally bucket loads of scenes in this film. What's been the most challenging one for you?
I don't know. They've all had their own challenges in their own ways. Fighting with noise of dogs, or trying to get the ambience between us right, or just generally having to look really deep inside myself for Anna, I suppose, and how she would react to being in the situation that she's in. So they've all had their own unique challenges. But I think the early days when we first started filming, and Chris and I were new to working with one another at the beginning there, it just took a little bit of time for us to sort of get into it, and we had a big argument to get across, and we really wanted that to seem real. That took a few takes.
My name's Beth Wyatt and I'm playing Alice the nurse.
So what I'm going to do is ask you to hop up on this scanner table here, and the machine will do the rest. It'll slide you in and out, and it'll take x-rays from all different directions, and all you've got to do is lie there very still with your hands behind your head.
What's been your favourite scene to film?
I quite liked working with Chris lying on the radiographer's table and being able to talk to him on and off camera. It's just really interesting because I haven't done a lot of film work before, so it's something a bit different for me.
Is your background mainly theatre?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So it's obviously quite different to
Very, very different.
Yeah. We're in Kent today filming. I believe you've got some connection with Kent in the past.
Yeah, my husband's family actually are from Kent. Yeah, so.
Right.
Yeah. They said earlier I'm feeling quite queasy to be this close to my mother-in-law. Yeah.
So you're reprising your character.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You were in Hanging in There, the theatre production.
2 theatre productions.
Two
nearly
theatre
10 years
productions.
ago. Yeah. So a
10
long
years
time
ago. Blimey. And basically, the whole idea of this theatre and film production is to raise awareness.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
you were telling me a pretty amazing story earlier on about a member of the audience.
During the Criterion Theatre in Coventry, we did a run there, and one interval we were really late back from the break, and no one knew what was happening, and then it kind of filtered back from the audience that a man had been checking his testicles in the men's room during the break, and he'd actually found a lump. So he'd got his wife in to check it out and stuff, and I think it had been dismissed as not in fact a lump at all, but the fact that people were actually checking it's just amazing, and it shows that Jeff's succeeded in doing what he set out to do in the first place and raise awareness of this illness.
Making a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, as soon as Jeff comes in to do that, right, whatever dialogue you've got, I want you to suspend the dialogue and watch what Jeff's doing.
It's probably not meant to be. Okay.
Jeff, you're the writer, you're the assistant director.
But actually at the moment, Matthew, can I call you Matthew?
Of course you can, yeah. It's very official.
I'm psyching myself up for my role as the radiographer. I've been thinking radiographer, feeling radiographer all morning. So actually you're breaking into my time now, my time when I have to really go into the middle of my soul and think radiographer. Because that's my craft, you see.
Wow.
I've only got one line in the whole film, Matthew. Can I call you Matthew?
Yeah, of course you can.
And,
sounds like you're one of my parents or something, and I've done something wrong.
Well,
but
I think you have, because you've actually broken into my little aura, my mantra time of saying my line as the radiographer, because it's very crucial. It's a crucial line.
Could you give us a sneak preview?
We'll be in touch soon. I'm sorry, but every time I say that, I'm just thank you. Thank you.
That was brilliant.
Because you see, it's not we'll be in touch next week. It's not be in touch tomorrow. It's soon. It brings tension to the piece, because I am the writer as well. And by saying soon, I'm teasing the audience with that. And also, it's we. It's not I, because of course a radiographer wouldn't send you a letter. It's we, because I am speaking at that moment for the entire National Health Service.
Well, Jeff, can I just at this point sincerely apologise for breaking into your schedule there? And I best catch up with Jeff just a bit later on.
I don't mind if it's only got a computer. To me, if it's a real place.
Exactly. It doesn't sort of scream radiography, that's the only trouble.
Yeah, it will scream radiography more than our greens.
Oh, definitely.
So is this a working thing?
It is. The X-ray room is in here. So they'll use that PC to monitor it.
So what would this be? This is an ultrasound, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's ultrasound.
Yeah, so that's just up there.
And is it ultrasound?
It's ultrasound that they've done, but the idea is that he's done the ultrasound and they're looking at the results sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
So could they be looking at the ultrasound machine together?
It doesn't need to be switched on, because we can fake whatever's on it.
That's fine. Some doesn't need to be switched on.
Let's use that then.
Let's use that.
Because that to me is
That's amazing. Yes, let's have
that's
it.
an ultrasound.
Yeah.
And they're looking
You
at the
just-
result, and I'll just CGI. As long as it's dead straight, I'll CGI in.
So we just want two chairs facing it.
Yeah.
Paul, welcome to the edit suite of Hanging in There.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. This is where the magic happens.
Apparently so. I've never actually seen the work going on in here, but this is it. It's a pretty cool studio.
It is a lovely studio. Really nice.
So tell me how you got involved with Hanging in There.
So one day I posted a cover up on YouTube and uploaded it onto my Facebook page, and it was through social media that Darren and Jeff got in contact, and they asked if I would be interested in writing a song and doing a song for Hanging In There, and of course I said yes. I jumped, I was really excited. I was like, yeah, of course I will. And then I thought, can I actually do this? Will I be good enough for it? And I was a bit like, ooh. So there was a couple of email conversations between Darren, Jeff and myself, and then I met Jeff in Soho, and we had a coffee, and with Darren's input via Facebook, we kind of came up with the idea and ideas for the song for Hanging In terms of what we wanted it to represent, what the kind of vibe we wanted. So yeah, went off, wrote the song. I remember getting the song back and sending it to them, kind of feeling very apprehensive, thinking, oh, they're going to like this. And because this is the second song I've ever written. And I was a bit like, I hope they like it. And they did. I think it was Darren said he cried, actually. I'm not sure. I hope you don't mind me saying that you cried, Darren. And Jeff. Man tears. They're okay. Man tears are good. But yeah, they really liked it, and I was relieved. And, I think that was about 18 months ago. It was a while ago. I think it was 2014, the end of 2014, or early 2015 that we met. And yeah, just it's great. I'm so excited to be part of this project. It's really good.
Can I breathe? Do you hurt? The wind's changing direction again. Wondering, you confess all that's left is an echo of the past. Rise above the skies, dawn will fill your eyes, and you know, yeah, we know to hold on. I'm hanging in there alone, and every breath gets shorter. Losing this battle, you said we'd survive. Look into my eyes, I'm hanging in there for you. Love for you, touching chins is what is pulling me through, and you stand right here. All that's left is an echo of the love. Rise above the skies, dawn will fill your eyes, and you know, yeah, we know to hold on. I'm hanging in there alone, and every breath gets shorter. Losing this battle, you said we'd survive. Look into my eyes, I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. Rise above the skies, dawn will fill your